Hi everyone, I want to show you how to solve a Chrysler Town and Country issue that happens with the model years. I've seen it on 2007s, 2008s, and 2009s. I'd done some research on the internet and it looked like I had the same problem that some of these other people were having, so we're going to talk about how to solve that today. The issue is that when you turn on the car, I'm just turning it on to the on position, you'll see that the dash lights go crazy, the windshield wipers go back and forth, the headlights are flashing, just everything is going crazy. This will happen sometimes while we're driving as well. The problem seems to be that here in the wiring between the main body of the car and the driver's side door, with how often that kind of flexes back and forth, those wires will sometimes sever or break, and sometimes they'll touch again and it'll be fine, but sometimes they'll pop apart again, and you'll experience this issue. Well, I've heard that a common issue is with the white and orange wire here that you see. Now mine was broken. I've gone ahead and I've stripped back the shielding on the wire. But if you touch it together now, so we're just going to pop these together, and you'll see all the issues with the flashing and the lights and the dinging and everything just goes away. So all you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find the wire that's broken. And like I said, I'd read online that some people had the issue with the orange and the white wire here. It happened in my case that was the same wire that was having the issue. Now you're going to have to just pop those back together, and you can do that just by twisting them together and putting some electrical tape over it. I prefer to solder them back together, to splice them together, solder it, and then this heat shrink tubing that you can buy at Home Depot. It was pretty cheap. I forget if it was something like $3 or $4. But if you slide the heat shrink tubing on, we'll splice it together, solder it together, slide the heat shrink tubing over both sides, and heat that. It'll shrink and hold the wires in place so that we don't have that issue with that wire again. And then I'll kind of step you back through how to piece together the door again. There are other videos on how to take the door off. I'll show you how to put it back together. And hopefully that'll answer your questions. So I'll go ahead and I'll solder that, and I'll get back. Alright, we've got our wires spliced back together. We've got the heat shrink tubing around it. Let's give it a shot. So I tested it before, but you do want to make sure that the connection's good before you heat shrink it. But everything looks good. I mean, it's starting up. There we go. Okay, no lights, no craziness, no windshield wipers. We're squared away. So first what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the boot here and slide it back up, put it over this white. You just kind of slip it over the white part again. You're going to have to piece together. I had to take off this white part where the wires were going through right here. You'll slip the wires back through, put this back together, pop this part right onto this metal part here, slip this tab and that tab on either side here. I'll do that and I'll take a video and show you what it looks like when that's back together. Alright, I got the wires back in. You can see how the white part here kind of attaches on top. Focus there. And how those clips wrap around to hold the wiring in place. And then this will just sit here on the door frame. Now there's a couple screws that you'll screw back in at the top and bottom, and of course get this part of the boot to the main door wrapped over the white harness there, and then the rubber kind of pops in underneath the door frame. We'll put that together. We'll pull back the insulation here right around the door frame, the padding, and hook up the wiring again, and we should be good to go. Okay, we've got the main rubber boot assembly back together. I actually, in order to get this part back on the white holder, the white plastic holder, I had to take off the door. There's 4 bolts here. You're not going to be able to see it. but there's 4 just hex bolts here at the top, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom here. I just popped those off, had a buddy of mine hold the door for me, and I popped out the white bracket, slid the rubber over that bracket, and then popped that bracket back in. That way it's holding nice and tight. So that added another 15 or so minutes to get that back on properly. There's a little bit of wiggle room, you may be able to pop that rubber back on by itself, and then I've popped in the 2 screws here. I'll hook up the electrical wires that I had to undo and pop the front panel back on, and then we should be back in business. Alright, the door is back together. Give it one more try, make sure that everything still looks like it's working correctly. No issues so far. We'll hope that it stays that way over the next few days, months, weeks, forever, and hopefully that does it for you. Anyways, a pretty easy fix. I had some things I had to work around and whatnot, and still probably, you know, while I was figuring it out, how to take off the different parts and things like that, total, including all my my research online and things like that, probably took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm not super technical, just taking apart some screws, figuring things out. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment and share. Hopefully we can help other people that are running into the same problem that we ran into. So thanks a lot. Good luck on your projects.